Alright everybody, so let's talk blades because that's what we're into. Today I got for you guys my James Williams lineup. If you don't know who James Williams is, he is a designer, a knife designer for CRKT, and he does in collaboration of his own martial arts and designs. He designed these knives basically. I'm all jumbled up in words, excuse me. But these are his designs, the James Williams, kind of, I don't want to say it's like the samurai kind of thing, but it's I kind of want to say it's like samurai blades, like little tantos, basically. But this is kind of my collection, James Williams designs. I'm obviously a fan of his because I like the old-style tantos that he comes out with. So this one is the Hisatsu folder. This is the oldest of my collection. I've had this one for years. That is the Heiho. This one is the Otanashi No Ken, and this is the Shizuka No Ken. And yes, they all mean something. I can't think of what they mean or what they translate to. I think one of them's like short katana or something like that, and the other one's something... a hidden blade. I don't know. I can't remember. I'm not going to go through it, all of it. I know what they are. I just don't really remember right at this very moment because I have all four of them set up. I wanted to do one video per each, but I figured why not just cover them all because they're all the same company and they're all practically from the same designer. So, and these two are assisted. These two are manual. And they all sport the thumb disc, as you can see on each one. They all sport a thumb disc. And these two are deep carry pocket clips. And these two, I think, are just regular pocket clips. Well, this one's deep carry. And then this one's just a regular. This one's very old. Very old. I've had this for, I want to say, close to 20 years. It's very old. What I like about this knife, it's assisted, but it also has a locking mechanism to where you cannot disengage the lock. Like I'm pushing down all I can and it's not disengaging that lock. It's not going down all the way. You have to press this little mechanism right here. You're supposed to push down to the side like that and hold it down while you push this down at the same time in order to unlock it. It turns it into its own fixed blade, basically. I like this knife, but it's a little heavy. But it is a great knife. I broke the tip off of it once. It's very minute. You can still see that this has a tip, but it was needle sharp. It's very, you can kind of see it. It just cracked off. I was using this knife inappropriately, knowing that this was a very fragile tip, and I broke the tip off of it. I heard the snap, but I didn't know what damage there was until I looked, but you can barely see it. Like I said, you can barely see it. But, I mean, it still has a tip. I'm pretty sure if I wanted to regrind it, I could. But it obviously has wear and tear from use. Years of use. But yeah, here it is, the Hisatsu folder. I'm going to do measurements and stuff on these, so not to worry. Do specs on them. The Heiho, I bought this thinking it was going to be this size. It turned out to be a little guy. But it's still just as effective. And I know a female, well, I did know a female who actually used to carry a Heiho. Yes, that's what it's called, the Heiho. And she likes it. She thinks it's a great little self-defense knife. Also, it's assisted. And yeah, I got mine with the Zeph serrations. Thought it was pretty cool. Like I said, I thought it was going to be a lot bigger than this, but I still like it a lot for what it is. So if you need something small, easy to hide, easy to carry, this is the go-to knife. Williams, Heiho. Now the blade steels, I think this one's AUS 8. This one I think is also AUS 8. I think they're all AUS 8, but I could be wrong. Could be wrong. There could be other steels, but I'm pretty sure. I think they're AUS 8. And then, of course, these are a lot thinner. This is the Shizuka No Ken. So you got one side that is G10 handle scale. I think that's a plastic or aluminum backspacer right here. And then you got the steel other side liner. And this is a frame lock. This is not assisted. You have to actually kind of flick your wrist in order to pop it open. The Otanashi No Ken. And yes, you see it in the kanji right next to it, which I think is a nice touch. With this knife, you do not... It's just regular lock. I've disengaged the lock without there being a special... But this mechanism, if you push it forward, like so, it pushes a little pin that's attached to a lever, so you cannot disengage that lock no matter how many times you press down on it. You have to push down on that lever, and then it disengages it. So you can optionally turn it into a fixed blade if you really need to. And it does sit pretty deep in the pocket. It has a deep carry pocket clip right there. So it sits really far in the pocket, and all you're going to see is just the pocket clip that says CRKT on it. And yes, CRKT stands for Columbia River Knife and Tool. Just in case you guys didn't know. And this is obviously the smaller version, because the Otanashi is pretty big. And then the Shizuka, that's what this is. It's the same thing, just shrunken down. So, yeah. Williams design, Shizuka No Ken. Also great. It's a great knife. You know, optional. Push it forward, turn it into a fixed blade, push it back, and it's just a regular folder. Frame lock, same construction, just shrunken down a little bit. And it's made, the way that these are carved into the handle, I was told it was supposed to indicate which way the blade is facing, so when you feel them, you know, okay, now this is the back side, so I'll be holding the back blade like this. This is the front side. So, at least that's the idea. At least that's what I was told. I could be wrong. But yeah, so this is the smaller version. And you still get a whole grip in there. So, this one is just the biggie. I really like it. So, yeah, there's that. Let me go ahead and do the specs on there for you guys. Put these off to the side so I can do the specs, the weight, the measurements, and all that good and happy jargon. So, for the Hisatsu, comes out at a 6.27 ounces. The Heiho that comes out a 3.65 ounces. Oh, crap. Excuse me. I thought I almost dropped it, like, off the table. And the Otanashi No Ken comes out at 6.23 ounces. And the Shizuka No Ken comes out at a 4.15 ounces. Now, as far as measurements go, I will start off in... There we go. So here it is with the Hisatsu. That is a 4-inch blade. Overall, 9 inches altogether, with a 5-inch handle. And that is a black coating on there, so it's non-reflective, which is what I really dig that. The Heiho comes out at a 3-inch blade, overall 7 inches, and it comes out with a 4-inch handle. So that's kind of neat. And this is G10, carved G10 with kanji, with the steel handle scales. And of course you got another slab of G10 on the back. And the pocket clip seems a little bit different than all the rest of them, so it's a very interesting piece right here. The Otanashi No Ken being the biggest knife out of the lineup. You are looking at almost 5 inches, so more than 4.5, way more than 4.5. Overall, a little over 10, if you can see it. I want to say it's, yeah, no, never mind. It's 10 inches. 10 inches overall. And the handle length is 4.5 inches. And the blade being, yeah, about a little over 4.5 inches on the blade. So it's pretty big knife. But it's thin. It's really thin. I'll get the calipers out for you guys so you guys can see how thick they all are. All they are. Can't speak English. Alright. You're looking at I want to say 3.75 inch blade. Yeah. Oh, a little over 8 inches on the handle. And a 4.5 inch, excuse me. A little over 8 inches overall. So close to 8.5 inches overall length. And a 4.5 inch handle. Not bad. So let's go ahead and get the calipers out, and we are going to see how thick they all are. Or how wide they are, excuse me. So the Hisatsu, 15.1 millimeters thick. The Heiho, 13.1 millimeters thick. The Hisatsu, excuse me, it's not the Hisatsu, Shizuka No Ken. Excuse me, Otanashi No Ken, sorry, 10.8 millimeters. And the Shizuka, 10.8 millimeters. So yeah. As far as everything else, they all have, I mean, this is pretty thick, and it already has liners in there. This is older, so it's gonna have those steel liners on the inside. It's a heavy knife, it's probably the heaviest out of them. But you see, it has steel liners in there. It needs to be cleaned. Sorry about that. I keep forgetting to clean out my knives of all the pocket lint inside of them. I'm so sorry. One day I'll get it right. And also this one has the steel liners, and like I said, the G10 handle scales. And these two are obviously the same. G10 on one side, steel on the back. So it just all depends. Price ranges, all these I have gotten on Amazon. No, this one I did not get on Amazon. This one I got at my local knife store at the time, and this was not cheap. I want to say this was 70 or 80, I think. I know that it kind of costed me a little bit of money when I got it, and I was a little upset when I bought it because I didn't want to spend that much, but I still got it because I wanted it. This little guy was probably around about like 40 and 60. And then these two, I know this one is close to 100, and then this one was, I think, 40 and between 40 and 60, I think. Can't remember. But you just got to look them up. This has been a very long time since I've priced any of them. But prices do change over time, so they could be cheaper now or they could be more expensive depending on the demand. But if you guys want to, go ahead and check it out. It's by CRKT, the James Williams lineup. I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you again.